Amonge Sinxoto, a social entrepreneur, activist, and the founder of Blackboard Africa, is adapting her touching tale into 2D television animated series titled My Big World. Well, the story, which came out last year and is based on her little sister's encounters with people struggling to pronounce her name, Amonge. Well, she is currently taking the story universally and will exhibit the movement, Annecy Celebration, in France, and she will work with an all-dark female drove activity group in this undertaking. She is here in studio to tell us more. Good morning. Welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
I mean, tell us about the story. Where does it all come? Where does all projects start?
So this specific project started with the book and my sister's encounter of her, having her name mispronounced at school. So her name is Nguye, and her teacher just changed it to Izzy, and wrote it on her books and everything. And I think what was really profound about that experience is when we were all talking about it in the room, my mother, myself, her, I have 4 siblings, so all of us being able to relate to that. So 5 different generations all knowing that experience. And I think the start of this journey was really about breaking that cycle. Yeah.
What has been the response to it, though? Because you're also trying to educate people about how do you pronounce a person's name.
Exactly. I think the response has been really welcome. From students, from young people, they're so excited to have a platform to talk about what their name means because it's so powerful. And then as educators, I think the reception has been really positive as well. Like from their perspective, they've really never known that it can have such a great impact on a child's confidence. So it's been great.
2D animation in France, tell us about that.
So we're in development to turn the book into a series. And so it's about Nguye coming into the power in her name, and she's kind of just multiplying that on the playground. She has her 5 best friends, they're all from different backgrounds, and it's really just a celebration of identity, of your skin, of your culture, of your background, of all these things that make you you. And it's so exciting for us to be able to take it onto an international stage.
Why do you think so many people can identify with the story? Because it's one thing for, in South Africa we speak 11 official languages, but in other countries they don't speak so many languages, but somehow they relate to the story.
Definitely. I mean, the truth, we all have a name, right? And we were all named something for a reason. And so that is so powerful, and that's something that we need to be taking into whatever spaces that we occupy. And so that's really Nguye going on her journey, but really encouraging the other kids on the playground to really lean into their own identity.
And animation, how did you and this world come together?
I mean, I've always been obsessed with animation from a really young age. And so when we originally wrote the book, I had always had the idea to turn it into an animated series, but now we're being supported by the National Film and Video Foundation to go to Annecy, and it's really just a dream come true. And
how best do we tell stories through animation? It's easy to go the film route, but animation has that extra thing going.
Definitely, especially for the market that we're trying to get to, for the young kids to understand what it means to gain your self-confidence and to lean into your identity. Animation is where it's at, right? Kids really engage with animation in a beautiful way, and it's a space that has not been really taken space by young Black women. So that's so exciting.
What's been your experience of this industry as a young Black woman?
So far it's been super receptive. I think now is definitely the time. We're really being welcomed into the space, and I think it's only just going to get bigger and better. The world is looking for African stories, and that's exactly what this is.
What other African stories are you looking forward to telling through animation?
All of our characters are so dynamic. We have a young girl named Afsha who is based on Kata Semenya, honestly, in her story, being an athlete and being a really powerful woman and having the world maybe not identify with or understand the way that she's being portrayed as, and how she portrays herself as a woman. So just really breaking down those stereotypes around femininity and what that means. We have a young girl named Tandeka who has vitiligo. So it's really also, we're going to explore the conversation around skin color. So there's really so many really dynamic stories in it that I'm just so excited to see come to life. Yeah.
So in France, what's going to happen when you get to France and the 2D? Tell us a little bit about that.
So we're going to Annecy Animation Festival, which is the biggest animation festival in the world. And so we're going to be on a panel, but we're also just going to be connecting with partners who are going to make this a reality. So broadcasters, investors, creative partners, animation studios, sound studios. So it's really how we're going to get it all to come alive. It's going to be good.
And what did telling your little sister's story teach you about yourself and how the world views South African names or African names?
I think what I have experienced is that people are really curious. I think more than anything, there's been a lack of understanding about how significant our names are in our lives. Like our parents didn't name us these things by mistake. Usually they're promises for us, they're prophecies for our lives. And so to take that away is such a big thing. And I think when we engaged on that in a large level, people were really excited to understand how important it is for all of us.
And what does the star of the show think of the story? What does she think of the story?
I mean, she loves it. She loves it. Her friends are always talking about it. And it's really, really nice that, you know, her teacher couldn't get to know her name, but I think the world is about to.
Give us all the other names, though. We've spoken about her, you are Amonge, and then the other two?
My other siblings, yes. So it's myself, Amonge. After me, it's Owake, and then it's Isenguye, and then we have Sipesihle and Zalisa. Yes.
What does your mom think of this entire thing? I mean, she named you, and you know, after all, she's the star of the show.
She really is. She really is. I mean, she's so excited. This is also just a new venture for all of us, and so I think she's just really happy that, you know, I'm able to do this and I'm able to put our stories on a global platform.
And then where else can we locally get the book and the animation?
So the book is available in most bookstores, so Exclusive Books, Bargain Books, and probably your local bookshop in Cape Town, Durban, and Joburg as well. And then it's also available internationally on Amazon. It's available in French now on Amazon as well. So that's where it's available. And to follow along the journey of us going to Annecy, you can just follow along on Instagram. My personal Instagram is _Amonge, M-O-N-G-E, or My Big World Animation on Instagram. All
right, thank you so much for talking to us. Good luck in France.
Thank you.
There was social entrepreneur, activist, and the founder of Blackboard Africa, Amonge Sinxoto, speaking to us about their debut in France. Amonge speaking to us about animation series adapted from her children's book, My Big World. All right, let's take a quick ad break. After this, we speak all things poetry as with our spoken word artists. Don't miss it. On your shot there is, of course, Amonge, who's been our guest today.